I saw the vision. I helped my son out.
You did. I mean, I did too. I went out looking for the snow cone machine, but it was just so hard for me to picture. And then we got the snow cone machine. He was so excited. I want to make snow cones. And it's like, oh, it's too hot right now. You know, we need to do it. We need to wait for a weekend. Finally, he did it. And how much was a snow cone machine?
It was a little over $200.
Okay, so $200. And on the first day, he made $42?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Man, so he could pay this thing off in 4, and that was like for an hour of work, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So look how quickly you can turn an idea into an opportunity.
Let's make green together. Let's make green together. Let's make green together. Let's make green together.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Black and Brown Make Green. I'm Natasha.
And I'm Damien.
And in our last episode, we talked about how we get 1 month ahead in our spending and how that kind of saved us when we were overspending. And we wanted to talk about this idea of what it means to be 1 month ahead and how you can get 1 month ahead.
Yeah. Being 1 month ahead for me has been a blessing in disguise because I didn't realize that that's what we were doing. But after you told me, after you gave this thing a name, it made perfect sense as to why we were doing it and why I appreciated it.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I think that I've always budgeted 1 month ahead because as a teacher, I would get paid at the very last day of the month.
Yeah.
And bills come due before the very last day of the month.
Yeah.
And so I think I always did it, but unknowingly. And then I hadn't implemented it with us whenever we combined finances and everything. I think we were a little bit ahead. Well, we had to be a little bit ahead because the way that you get paid currently, like one of the checks comes through on the last of the month. Mm-hmm. And so again, bills come due before the last of the month.
Yeah.
And so we've been a little bit ahead, but I think once we implemented that 1 month ahead, it just really changed things.
It did. And, it kind of harks back to our approach to money, our money mindset, and the way that we don't want to be surprised and we don't want to be in debt. And this really helped us with that.
Yeah. I like to be 1 month ahead because it just takes away all this stress and all this worry.
Yeah.
When I'm going into the month of September, which we are about to start right now as of this recording, I know we have all the money we need to pay for the expenses coming up in September.
Right.
So if something goes down, I know we're going to be fine for the month of September because we're good.
Yeah.
And then we can adjust if we need to. And I think being a month ahead just really takes away that stress of that paycheck to paycheck idea.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people tend to live on a paycheck to paycheck cycle. And then you have to, when I think about living paycheck to paycheck, I'm thinking about, I have to match this paycheck to these particular bills on this date.
Yeah. I
need to match this paycheck to these particular expenses on this date. And personally, I don't like that.
Yeah, and the dates don't really match either, right? Like you get one on one day, on the 7th, another one on the 10th, another one on the 15th. As many bills as you have, they usually come in different days of the month.
Yeah. I just feel like there's a lot more planning to go into it if you are spending from that mechanism. And if you are, I'm not knocking that way. If you like that, then that's fine by you. But, for me, I really like that idea of, okay, we don't have to worry about this. We know we have the money to afford these things that we want to do for this month.
Yeah, it's reduced stress. It's a reduced source of anxiety. It just makes you feel a little bit better, going into the month and knowing, hey, I've got this. So
let's talk about how do you get 1 month ahead. Let's talk about some ideas for that.
Okay.
So one of the ideas is there are some people who get paid a third paycheck in the year. Mm-hmm. If you are paid every other week, then you will end up with 2 extra paychecks in the year. Now, I know most people probably don't see it as an extra paycheck and it just kind of gets rolled into the rest of the money. But if you're able to plan your spending based off of your normal 2 paychecks throughout the year, then that extra third paycheck can be used to help you to get 1 month ahead.
How come you get a third paycheck? Is it like a leap paycheck?
I guess you could say it's kind of like a leap paycheck. So there are some people get paid, twice a month. You get paid on the certain days 2 times out of the month.
Yeah.
But then there's paying every other week.
Yeah.
And there are more than 48 weeks in a year.
Yeah.
if there were 48 weeks in a year, then okay, that would be exactly perfect amount of paychecks for the year.
Right.
But there are 52 weeks in a year. So because of that, you are getting 2 extra paychecks.
So yeah, you think about it. I get paid. I say I get paid twice a month, and I think the paychecks come around the 15th and the 31st, right? But
Yes.
I don't get paid on that 2-week cycle. And some people do, and for them, they have this benefit, this leap paycheck.
So the date is all over the place for them. It could be the 1st and the 15th and the 30th and whatever the next one would be. It's all random dates. It's always the same day of the week, but it's every other Friday or every other Wednesday or whatever.
Okay, so they take this paycheck and they put it towards funding their 1 month ahead.
Yeah, so you could put the full thing towards funding it, or you can put half of it towards funding it and half of it towards fun things, because you're not budgeting based off of that paycheck. It's extra if you view it as extra. I like to view some monies as extra.
Yeah.
So if there's any way to view some income as extra money, then you can just play around with it.
Yeah.
And so if you get that third paycheck, that's one of the ways. Now, I've never received a third paycheck. I don't know about you, actually.
I don't think I have either.
Yeah. So that would not be the method that I would employ because we've never done that.
Yeah.
I think for us, we have always just spent less than what we've earned each month.
Yeah.
And so when you're spending less than what you're earning each month, you can take that extra and start putting it aside until you have that 1 month ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And so that would be number one. The way that I would do it is just making sure you're having some savings each month, because I think you should always be saving. Even when you have a fully funded emergency fund, I think you should always be saving.
Right.
Like right now, we have a fully funded emergency fund, but we still have extra that we're putting towards savings each month. Now, why do you think we should do that?
To fund a 1 month ahead.
To fund 1 month ahead, yeah. But then also because if you use that emergency savings, how do you refill it once it's gone? If you're not saving you're gonna have to start cutting things out. And if you're already saving, once you build up that once you are saving a little bit more, if you spend your emergency fund, then you can like refill it that way.
Yeah.
But anyhow, so that would be another way to get 1 month ahead, is to use your extra savings that you have in the month to build that up.
Yeah, you got me with that question. I had to think about it because I'm like, oh, what would I do? Would I start driving Uber? Would I, what are all these jobs that I could do? And I'm like, oh wait, I could just, I could save more, spend less. I'm like the obviously easiest thing to do, right? Like change your approach, change your behavior.
And you just mentioned another one, so go ahead and say, how else could you get 1 month ahead?
Oh, like get a gig economy job, get a second job, make more money.
Yeah,
sell your baseball cards.
Yes. Yeah, there is a gig job that I recently found out about. It's retail, where it's similar to like Uber. You just like open the app and you can sign up to work retail for the day and get paid that way. I think it's called Reflex. I can't remember. And I think it's nationwide. It was started here in Austin, I believe. I see they're headquartered here in Austin. But another teacher told me about it, and I was like, oh, that's very interesting. So if you needed some quick cash, that might be a way to get it, is by doing some gig economy work or selling your baseball cards or other valuable items.
Yeah. Yeah. It's surprising how many of these kinds of jobs there are now.
Mm-hmm.
You could drive your Lyft or Uber. You basically substitute taxis, right? Deliver food, all these things, all these different things. You could rent your car out, rent your house out.
And we're not recommending any of these to you. You need to do what works best for you.
Yeah, but like there's a lot of opportunity that is there and availability now.
Yeah.
Technology has put that in place.
Yes. And you have to look at what are the options available and which one sound interesting to you that you want to do, and that sounds good enough.
Or you just save more and spend less.
Yep. Or you just do that. But if you don't want to do that, here's some other options.
Yeah.
So one of the things you said was selling your baseball cards. I think that we as a nation have so much extra stuff that we don't need, that there's probably a lot of things people could sell if they were wanting to get 1 month ahead by selling something.
Right. Yeah, clothes. Everybody has like a huge wardrobe full of clothes.
Purses. I know that I used to have a ton of purses. Toys, I'm sure if you have kids, there's
TV
so
in every
much.
room.
Yeah, and it's easy to sell it by going on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. Do people
Is that
still use
thing?
that?
Yeah, I think it is.
I'm kind of old, so you know. But anyways, there are options available to sell things in order to get 1 month ahead as well.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What are some other ideas for getting 1 month ahead?
Getting 1 month ahead. So like if you have a bonus that you get in the year, you could use that to kick off this idea of I'm going to use this for the next month and begin to live this way, change into using this plan. I think that's probably a good way. Because like you said, it's extra money, right? Like if you view it as extra, right? If it's already earmarked for something else, then obviously that's not going to work. But if it is truly extra for you, it's a good way to kick off this plan.
Yeah, I like that. I like to view, if we ever get a bonus, I like to view that money as extra. You already know that.
Yeah.
And so that would be a good way to fund that. One of the other things you could do is you could start a business, a simplified business, selling lemonade or selling snow cones.
Why'd you bring up snow cones?
I only bring that up because our son, Isaiah, recently started a snow cone business selling snow cones to people in the neighborhood. And if you have a skill such as baking or something, then maybe you could sell goods that you make or a service that you do that you're already skilled at, and it doesn't take a lot of startup costs or any startup costs for you to do it. And then that would be a way to bring in some quick money. Maybe you're a good baker and you could bake cakes or you can bake muffins or something. That could be a way to get that money you need to get 1 month ahead.
Or just get you a little snowy and make your snow cones.
Don't be telling our secrets out.
Oh, man. Anyway, I'm so proud of Isaiah because he just took the initiative. I really want to make snow cones, Dad. I want to sell snow cones. And I was not really, I was unable to picture him doing it. But
I saw the vision. I helped my son out.
You did. I mean, I did too. I went out looking for the snow cone machine, but it was just so hard for me to picture. And then we got the snow cone machine. And he was so excited. I want to make snow cones. And it's like, oh, it's too hot right now. We need to do it. We need to wait for a weekend. Finally, he did it. And how much was a snow cone machine?
It was a little over $200.
Okay, so $200. And on the first day, he made $42?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Man, so he could pay this thing off in 4, and that was like for an hour of work, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So look how quickly you can turn an idea into an opportunity.
Yeah, I was surprised by how well he did and how he just did such a good job, like making the snow cones and handing them out to people and everything. It was really awesome. But yeah, that's just one idea of how you could generate income in order to get 1 month ahead. Mm-hmm. Now, you also need to have a system to where you're not going to dip into that 1 month ahead money. So if you need to put it into a separate savings account or something, or, set up some type of mechanism so that you're not looking at your account saying, ooh, I got money now.
Yeah.
I can spend. Like, you need to have something set up to where you are not going to dip into your extra money that's there to supposed to get you ahead.
Yeah, you know how I picture this? I picture this like a glass filling up with water. And then you kind of just push the glass aside for a period. Mm-hmm. And then finally you dump it out, right? And that goes into the next month when you're paying all your bills and stuff. But then you have to refill the glass, right? You have to refill the glass so you're prepared for the next time that you have to dump it out.
Again, this is why I love the vaults in SoFi that we use, because you can put a vault that says 1 month ahead.
Yeah.
And then each month you can transfer the money to where it needs to go whenever it's time to spend it.
Yeah.
You can also do this with Ally. And if you are interested in joining SoFi, I will actually put our referral link in the description. And if you do decide that SoFi is a good choice for you, then you can receive $25 for signing up using our link, and we'll receive a little bit as well. But, obviously you don't need to use SoFi, but that is an option to help you organize your money. Another option, which is Ally, because they have these buckets where you can do this as well. So you can see, okay, I've got my 1 month ahead bucket. I've got my this month's wants bucket. This is my this month's needs or fixed expenses. However you have yours set up, then that might be something that you can look into. And
you mentioned these two, SoFi and Ally, and you mention them kind of tactically because they have high yield savings accounts.
Yeah.
In addition to this tool that will help you implement this plan, right? That will reduce your anxiety, reduce your stress, and just let you live your life and work towards the things you want and enjoy your life.
Yeah, these banks I really like because they can help you organize your money into those sections where it makes sense to you of, what the money is designated for. And they also have that bonus of the high yield savings account so that your money that's sitting in the savings account before it's ready to be spent, it's actually earning money.
Yeah.
So
it's earning more money than inflation. So you're not getting poorer by just saving your money, which is like a weird concept, right? Like if you just put your money in a regular old bank that does not earn you any interest, your money is decreasing in purchasing power, which is just like kind of baffling to me, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And we've talked about the bank that we use, why we chose it, and all of that. So if you want to listen to that episode, you can go back and find it. But hopefully we have given you some ideas today of how you can get 1 month ahead in your spending and why we think it's a good idea to do that. If you are feeling like you need a little bit more organization and structure with your money and you want help with that, check out the website moneywithconfidence.com and see if anything resonates with you. If I am able to assist you, then just reach out to me. And if you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to subscribe. You can subscribe by going to blackandbrownmakegreen.com/subscribe. And as always, share this with a friend. Join us for the next one, and let's make green together.
Let's make green together. Let's make green together. Let's make